Continue eating, but we're going to get started with our roast, toasts, and remarks. And we're going to ask you to keep them to 2 minutes. I'm going to start with one. I moved about 2 miles from home a couple years ago. 1 mile. Me and my mother can rollerblade there easily and back, so about a mile. And my father often comes over and he says, "We have a walk just like that. We had bar stools just like that," and those are, of course, all his things. To which I say, "Dad, you're welcome to visit your stuff anytime." And then once I was having a get-together at my house, and I needed an ice bucket. And so I was at their house, and there was this ice bucket, and I said, "Oh, can I borrow this?" My mother said, "You can have it. It's old." My father's like, "No, I like that ice bucket." My mother says, "That ice bucket is at least 25 years old. You can have it." My father says, "You're over 25, and she hasn't given you away yet."
Yes, he will. And said I would.
Said I would.
Lord, 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 Lord.
I get a little low.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The truth.
On April 28, 1938, a child was born to Lucius and Polly Stewart. On November 11th, 1962, that child married my sister. At the time, I was stationed in the Army in Germany. I went to the JAG, which is known as the Judge Advocate General, to find out how I could have this marriage annulled. My sister always asked me for advice prior to making any big decisions. This time she didn't. I thought about coming home to assassinate. Upon learning that he was in the Air Force, I knew he was lazy. Well, Alex, you proved me wrong. My sister received a blessing, and I'm very proud to say that Alex Stewart is my brother-in-law. Right on.
Hello, I'm Lori Odom. I am Alex's niece. I remember back in 1963 when I was an innocent baby, and I was crazy about my uncle, so I'd follow him around all over the house. And I always tried to be helpful to him, especially at bath time. I thought that since my bathtub was full of toys, that his bathtub should be full of stuff too. So I would throw in anything and everything I could find. Bobby pins, safety pins, rollers, you name it. After a while, though, he decided enough was enough. So he chased me down and put ice in my diaper. Despite the cruel and unusual punishment, he has been not only my uncle, but my friend and my father. He is loving, patient, and funny. So that you would never forget the baby who loves you, I have this mug made for you with my baby picture on it that says, "Happy 60th birthday, Uncle Alex." Thank you.
I write a little bit. A lot of people don't know that. And at times, I like to be a character. I like to do different funny things. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be very serious today. I want to talk about my dad and what kind of individual he has been, what kind of individual he is, and also what kind of individual he will be in the future. My father, wherefore art thou, my father? He's in the north, south, east, and west. He has truly educated me the best. Everything that I know is because of you. Your experience, your insight have shed light on my darkest dilemmas. Your voice has led me, you know what? I need my glasses. I too am getting old. Let's try this again. Everything ran together at the same time. All right. Let's try this one more time. My father, wherefore art thou my father? He is in the north, south, east, and west. He has truly educated me the best. Everything that I know is because of you. Your experiences, your insight have shed light on my darkest dilemmas. Your voice has led me in my darkest hour. You have enlightened me to a spiritual power that has bestowed the greatest blessings on our family. Trust, honesty, security, sacrifice. You in your development have brought forth thoughts of an everlasting powerful light that has shed wisdom on these in your presence. Your kindness, your sincerity, your focus, your direction, your laid-back persona showing a mellow, cool groove with poise and strength have ended my pilgrimage for an example of a man, a true man. My father is a man of many traits. A lot of you know he does taxes. He offers consultation and a simple smile that aids in one's everyday serenity. My father, the absolute best man, the epitome of the greatest, the definition of style, class, show enough, je ne sais quoi. That adds a funk in your step, the high in your hello, and the peacefulness that calms the greatest seas. And even with all these words, I still cannot pay the appropriate tribute to that man, that great man. The man is called Alexander Fontaine Stewart Sr., AKA Big Papa, my dad. I love you, man.
I'm sure many of you probably don't know that my legal first name is Velma, after my grandmother, who hasn't spoken. I'm sure you have something to say. Yes, but my dad, being his favorite daughter that I am, he named me Angel, and that name has stuck. I would say because I was such an angelic person. My father explained to me recently, he said, you know how they call bald-headed people curly, and they call big people slim? That's what he says, that's what he meant, but I don't think so.
Good evening, everyone. I would not miss this opportunity to say a few words to a fine grandson, fine son-in-law. You say, he does my taxes every year, as his son said, he does taxes. Johnny asked him one year, she said, Alex, I always get my taxes on the morning of the 15th, April 15th. And she asked him, she said, Alex, why do you always do mother's taxes so late? He says, 'cause she pays late, if ever. And my daughter and I have a close relationship. We talk on the phone night and day, sometimes every day, every night. It's practically late into the evening. So one evening I had called her so much that I kept calling back, and every time I called, Ellis would answer the phone. So I was hoping I'd get her, because I had talked to her 3 or 4 times, and he answered the phone. And I said, Ellis, why you answering the phone? He said, you want me to hang up?
As far as being a father, a loving husband, if any man supports his wife as much as my dad did, that's the man I'd like to be, because my dad is always right there by my mom's side. He once said of my mom, she was trying to persuade somebody for something. He was talking about how persuasive my mom can be. And he came back and said, yeah, your mother, she's persuasive. She can talk the devil into putting out a fire. My dad has tons of keys. He has keys for everything. I remember when he was working at the bank, and I'm sure he's still doing the same thing. He had keys for every door, every cabinet, every closet, everything. I mean, customers would come in, they'd lock their keys in their car. Go see Dad. The proudest thing about my dad, he gave me this long name, Alexander Fontaine Stewart. I remember when I was a kid, I used to say, Yeah, my name is Alexander Fontaine Stewart, just like my daddy. Or sometimes my dad would, when he was president, I would say, yeah, my dad has the same name as me, and he'd always correct me, no, you have the same name as me. I had the name first. A couple of years ago, my dad was checking on his Social Security, and he had to find his birth certificate. Apparently, he had never seen it. And well, it was when he finally did find it. It took him a little while. When he finally did find it, it was handwritten, and his name was spelled Elec, E-L-E-C. So okay, it didn't. There wasn't a Fontaine on the birth certificate either. I said, okay, Dad. I almost understand the Elec, but where'd the Fontaine come from? He said, oh, well, a high school teacher gave me that name. So this long, proud name that I've had. Oh, and by the way, I heard that you had to have your name legally changed to Alex Stewart. Didn't you? Okay. Which means technically I had the name first. It looks like my daddy was named after me. Matter of fact, if I remember correctly, my son has the name first. My son has the name first too. So anyway, I just wanted to say I love you, Pops. And I wish you many more years, because you got to see your grandkids grow up. Especially Bo, you got to see me go through all those things that I put you through. Like I remember you used to always get on my case, and rightfully so, about never putting things away. I'd always borrow his tools, borrow just about everything. He'd go fussing through the house. That kid never puts anything away. Well, I'm sure you'd be happy to know that I've got a whole family and nobody puts anything away.
Oh, I don't need any glasses. It's a good evening to everyone. I'm so glad to be here, as Minnie Pearl would say. But first, I want to give honor to my Father in heaven, the Lord Jesus Christ, for letting me be here. His mercy and goodness has brought me through all these years and allowed me now to look out at all the friends whose lives I've touched, the people I've met, the people I work with, the people that I appreciate. And I just want to thank you for being here. Well, now I guess I have to get down to the remarks from all the other remarks. Anyway, my son over here, he says that he had the name first, but what he don't realize, I had to get the name changed to make him legal. But there's one thing I've always strived for in life. When I was growing up, I always was one of the younger people. But certainly I find myself, I'm older than the President of the United States. I'm older than my pastor. So I said, now I guess I must be the man. And Pastor, that sermon he was preaching today about trying to jump over the gate. Well, you know, I go down to Antioch during the night sometime. The Lord just tell me to go around there and check the doors and things. And I was down there one evening, and that little fence we put around the parking lot there, in the back parking lot, I thought I could just step over it. Instead, I got half open, and I sat down on it, and it started rocking. I must have looked around for about maybe 5 minutes trying to figure out how would I get off of this rocking fence. Then I looked over my shoulder and I saw some grass over there, not cement. So I said, well, maybe I'll just fall on off over on the grass. So I did. I fell off over on the grass. I got up, dusted myself off, looked around, when nobody out there but me. I said, oh, well, I guess I'll go back home now. But I must say, giving honor to my darling wife, Johnny, she stood by my side since I, as William Earl say, got kicked out of McClellan. I was out at McClellan for 2.5 years. And as I was getting ready to go home, they told me they had made a mistake on my discharge date. And I had 5 days left on the discharge time I thought I had, but they gave me another 30 days. And so I was really upset when they did that. I think that's why I've never come out to McClellan steadily since then. I don't know if I'm gonna get off the base or not. But anyway, we've been through some good times. We had some bad times, but she's always been right there. And she's a wonderful friend, my wife, Johnny, and I just appreciate her and her mother. And I always thank her mother for finding me on this base and taking me home. I haven't left yet. It's been 35 years going on 36 years. And it's been really nice. This has been a nice gathering, and I really appreciate everybody coming out. And I don't think you can have better friends that'll come out and show you appreciation like you have. And if I was a crying man, I'd be crying right now. But thank you for coming out.